Hi, everybody. Just to verify, I've got all five people. My wife, Morgan. I got three on FaceTime, and my son. Hindsight is said to be 2020. If you could rewind time and talk to your younger self, what would you say? What information that you know now would you tell yourself at 14 years old? If you could rewind time, what mistakes did you make that you would tell your younger self not to make? What do you wish someone who is your age now had told you when you were younger that could have saved you from the stresses of adulthood? To you, the St. Paul Public Schools School Board, I raise the question, what could your curriculum teach our young minds that can help them prosper in the future? What life skill can be taught that can help young adults of tomorrow be more successful than we are today? Hi, my name is Wesley Randall, and I'm a former student of the St. Paul Public School System, as was my mother, as will my children in the future. I express to you today that life skills concerning financial intelligence, to include how to open a bank account, the need to save, and a brief introduction to investing and job interviewing skills, and the plight of student debt. These are just a few things that need to be mainstay in the education curriculum to prepare future generations to navigate the adult world. If you could go back in time and if I could go back in time and talk to myself, depositing my very first paycheck, I would tell myself to save whatever amount of money I possibly could for just the safety net for hard times that may happen in the future, and to cover all of my bills that I didn't have at that time before using any of the money that I had for pleasure. Understanding the need to be taught the very basics of being financially responsible as an adult in the city needs to be taught in school. Teaching the process of opening your first savings or checking account is a lesson which is normally and commonly expected to be taught in the home by one's parents or guardians. However, this is not always a fact. And we have many students who enter the workforce both during high school with part-time jobs, or if they decide to work full-time after graduating without being taught the basic ins and outs of opening and maintaining a bank account. The first step of money management is having a safe and secure place to store the money that you earn and to establish the ability to begin saving for the future, plan financial goals, and maintain a budget. Beth Kobliner, best-selling author and financial journalist, was quoted in Forbes magazine when asked about teaching young children and young adults about finances. She stated, "Look at the mortgage crisis and how many families lost their homes. 3.9 million foreclosures. Look at the amount of money, $1.1 trillion that we owe in student loan debt. The amount, $845 billion that we own in credit card debt. It's pretty clear that adults don't know much about money. To help the next generation avoid the mistakes of their elders and to live financially fit lives, they need to be taught the essentials of money. And teaching this in the public school curriculums ensures the widest dissemination of knowledge and establishes a baseline that all students must have." Having a place to keep your hard-earned money is the first step, and getting employed is the second. If I were to talk to my past self, I would tell him to practice what you will say in a job interview before you walk through the door. I would tell them to be confident in your abilities and dress for the occasion. And assuming all high school graduates will be heading off to college is a disservice to the students who will be entering the workforce before or instead of going to college. Teaching interview skills while in high school, instead of banking on their college, teaching it to them, ensures that all students, both college-bound and those entering the workforce, have the baseline knowledge of how to get hired before they graduate. A study conducted by the National Association of College and Employers, who in 2013 conducted a survey asking employers what skills they ranked highest when hiring college grads, they stated that the ability to work in a team, the ability to make decisions and solve problems, and the ability to plan and organize and prioritize work ranked 1, 2, and 3 of the most important skills of a new employee. These 3 skills should be the minimum requirement of high school grads before they leave and join the workforce or head off to college. For those who decide to go to college but don't have the financial means to pay for it, college tuition rates just at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, for example, have increased more than 2,800% from 1970 until present day, as reported by the Minnesota Office of Higher Education. To those who graduated from college before the exponential increase in tuition, I beg you to put yourself in the modern-day high school graduate's shoes. The average Minnesotan student graduates from college with $32,052 in student loan debt. This was reported by Experian in a 2019 study. Educating our students about the financial impact debt at such an early age can affect your overall lifelong financial health is a must and an absolute mainstay. We, as a district and as a community, are failing our students. If I could go back in time and have a conversation with my younger self, I would advise him that a $32,000 loan after being paid back will cost over $48,000 and will limit what can be financially accomplished throughout your 20s and very easily into your 30s. But through education, we can teach our students so they can make an informed decision. If I could go back in time and talk to my younger self, or if I can influence somebody in my pants to guide me and teach me about saving and investing for life, I would do it. Wouldn't you? I raised the question with a personal example. I've been working since I was 14 years old. If I had saved just $50 a month from the time I was 14 until I was 20 years old, I would have $4,200 in my savings. But I didn't. And I left for boot camp at 20 with no money to my name. When I joined the Navy at 20, I tucked away around 5% of my monthly income into a retirement fund. When I was 26, I was taught by a coworker the basic ins and outs of saving and investing for retirement, and while 26, I had saved $11,000 towards my total retirement, which I'd be able to tap into at 65. I then was taught to manage my retirement fund, allowing my retirement fund to make money for itself. Now by retirement age, with just 5% annual return over the total amount of money that I've saved, and a continued contribution of 13%, which is absolutely doable at this point in life, I will have over $900,000 by age 65. This, however, could have been well over $1 million, and had I begun to save earlier in life. Had it been taught in school, the very basics of savings and investing, I would be far better off in life. And I pose to you, the school board, don't let our kids grow up without an understanding of our financial management. Why should hindsight be 2020 when thorough knowledge that we can grant to our students today give them clear sight throughout life? Hindsight is 2020, but foresight produces the clarity necessary to teach our kids to thrive, and the small effort of adding a financial intelligence course to the curriculum requirements prepares our children for the 21st century and ensures they have the tools to prosper. Thank you all for your time, and I look forward to hearing about your decisions.